to our special interview episode. Grab your favorite beverage, a comfy chair, and enjoy our interview with emerging artist Sam Riddle. Welcome into Nashville Notes. I'm your host, the Mayor, Ryan Mueller, and beside me is my daughter, Country Ellie. As you all know, one of our missions here is to bring you new music from emerging artists, and today we have a special guest. Emerging artist Sam Riddle is joining us. Now, Sam's a Montana-born and raised artist who has opened for Luke Bryan, Dwight Yoakam, Hank Jr., and Toby Keith, among many others, and is now entertaining audiences in Las Vegas with his high-energy live performances. Welcome in, Sam.
Hey, it's good to be here. You really the mayor?
I am the mayor. There's a little story behind that.
All right. Man, that's cool. And I was wondering who this cute little thing is. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's my daughter. Yeah,
Hey,
my
there you
youngest
go.
daughter. Yeah, I saw
All right.
you.
Nice
I
to
saw
meet you.
your post today. You had a couple of daughters of your own.
I do. I'm a girl dad, and we are screwed, buddy.
I hear you. She's the last of four, so I've got
Oh my Lord.
two
Well, God
boys,
bless you.
older boys, and two daughters. So
Man.
yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you, honey.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. All
Jim
right.
might have to do that and get in there.
Nice to meet you too.
Hey, all right, all right. Listen to you, already crushing.
So how's things been going?
Everything's great, man. I'm just looking for, I'm trying to hurry up. It's a lot of hurry up and wait, going on.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm really excited about this album. It's coming out. It comes out in May, and we're just putting one single out at a time, just getting everybody listening,
Yep.
and the singles we're just trying to get better one each time, and just get everybody excited, and it's a lot of fun, and I finally got a really great team around me. I've been doing everything myself for so long.
Right.
That finally, having people that get it, and all on doing the things that need to be done,
Sure.
So
Got it.
it's a beautiful thing, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So tell us a little bit about your origin story. Who is Sam Riddle? How did you get into music? And I guess who do you most closely identify musically with?
Oh well, man, that's a loaded question. I mean, it's there's so many influences in my life musically, but I mean, my music is influenced by people from all different walks of life that aren't even just in music,
Sure.
So I mean, I was born in Montana, right after I was born, my parents, stuck me in the back of a station wagon and drove to New York City, and I lived in New York. I grew up in New York City around just amazing things. My whole like elementary school.
Okay.
And then my parents took us back to Montana, and in seventh grade, and I was in Montana all through school and everything. And I mean, I played piano since I was a little kid.
Sure.
It's like the first thing I remember doing.
How old were you?
I mean, from what I hear, it's like the first thing I ever did.
Okay. So even it
You know?
predates your ability to remember then.
Yeah, I don't
okay.
remember a time if there wasn't a piano, I didn't kind of know how to like hit it,
Sure.
So so I come from like my dad's side of the family, very musical, and he had a great musical life, and my uncle and all this kind of stuff. So once they saw that I had something, it was like I had to do it,
Yep.
I always tell people, like, back when there was company, you probably don't know what company is, honey. We used to have company back
People
in the day.
come over. Yep.
Yeah. Now it's like, oh my gosh, who's at the door?
Yeah. You didn't
But,
call or text first. Why are you here?
yeah, no. So like, we would have company, and like my parents would always like make me play the piano while we had people
Sure.
over,
Sure.
And I was always just like, why do I got to do this, And he's like, because you can. So that's why you got it. So my whole life I was playing piano. I was surrounded by like Broadway and the most talented people in the world, and
Sure.
so I really understood what like work ethic and what true greatness was, and so that was a really cool upbringing. And then, but sports became like the big thing in my life, and
Okay.
that's what we all thought I was here to do. And I played, very high level of basketball, and as I was still going after that life, I was uh, seen playing the piano at the right time in the right spot by somebody that told me to do something crazy at the right time.
Right.
And next thing I know, I'm in Las Vegas, just feeling like I'm gonna be here for a couple weeks and act like I'm, Ocean's 11 for a minute. And
Yeah, yeah.
and next thing I know, I'm playing 7 nights a week in every like upscale lounge, like
Okay.
anywhere there was a grand piano and a dress code and a chandelier, and like fancy, that I played in every single one of those every single night and singing, I just was like the only guy like under like 70 years old that could play like stride piano and like could sing like Sinatra songs and stuff. I mean,
Right.
but the whole time I felt like, anyone any day now somebody's gonna, you know, see that I'm faking this and my parents gonna pick me up from camp and take me home. It was just like this weird life that I all of a sudden I was in, you
Right.
know. And but then I was like, I guess I'm doing music now. And I mean, for some reason people keep paying me to play the piano, which I thought it was insane. And I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I need to do something that's me. I need to find out what I'm gonna do. So I just decided to put a cowboy hat on like my dad, stick some tight jeans on like my mom's been trying to get me in like my whole life, and just started writing songs about things I knew,
Mhm.
and all of my influences put together and the way I was and how I formulated stories and I knew nobody was playing piano like me in country music. I just kind of was like, it just kind of like fit everything that I was. So I just went after it and it just kind of exploded, like immediately. There was no real in between. Like I didn't have to build up to anything because I knew Vegas so well from playing the piano
Mhm.
and like I was just ingrained. Like it was just this, I knew the whole town. I knew this was a good place for me to hone this in and I knew there was nothing going on like that. So,
Sure.
and I knew I was going to put on a show. And there was nothing like that going on like in country music at the time. So I just had a vision of what I want to do and it worked. And so I did that for years. And that's how I got into doing this. It's just
Y-
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, I
still
mean it
still
just
crazy.
blows up sometimes on you, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
so
just
you're
yep.
you're kind of talking about Vegas a bit and it sounds like that's been your home base for a while now and usually country artists once they make that swing, even if they're coming from, a different background, the first place they go is Nashville. But you haven't done that.
Right.
You've stayed in Vegas.
Nah.
So what has made you make Las Vegas your home base?
Well, I thought I had this genius idea, that no one has ever done. And because I knew what Vegas could offer me and that I kind of knew the ins and outs, I was like, why would I go to Nashville, have to get a job, probably sleep on a cot chasing this thing when I know for a fact that I have big stages for what I wanted to do,
Hmm.
uh, sound guys, lights, and a built-in audience of people from all over the world, and I can make a living doing it. I don't have to do anything else. I can do that. And I was from the school where like if you become great at something, they're gonna see you, you know? And I used Vegas as like I've always looked at it as like a gym, like a place
Okay.
to work it out and hone it in.
Yep.
And even though I knew I had the entertaining part down from the beginning, I still was trying to figure out who I was, like, how to translate the fact that you can tell everything about me from my live performance. You know
Hmm.
exactly who I am.
Yep.
I, I was trying to figure out how I can do that in recording,
Mm.
So I experimented for years doing all kinds of, trying stuff and putting, you know, influences in country way before it was going on,
Sure.
and I was just trying like experimenting, knowing that the only people that are going to hear this because I don't have a team or anything, it's only going to be all these fans that are like sticking with me, you know.
Yeah, the ones seeing your
So
shows.
yeah, but
Yeah.
even then, it's like it's such a tourist town. I remember I would do a show, people come, that is the greatest show I've ever seen. What's your name? And I'd be like, my name's been right there like the whole time.
It's my
So
backdrop. Did you
yeah,
not read it?
yeah, it's crazy. So it's like the people that really like paid attention, remembers it,
Mhm.
and because there's gonna come a day when everything kind of blows up, and there'll be people from all over the world go, oh yeah, that's that guy that we
Right.
saw at the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was. I've never really ever been the type to do something that like everybody else does,
Sure.
and I wanted to. I knew in order to be truly great and be really remembered, I wanted to do it in a way that was a path that was kind of given to me, and not try to go do what everybody else did.
Mm.
And I just I would go to Nashville, and like I would meet people would try to get me out there. Nashville would call, here and there, but I just never felt like, number one, I had the thing all put together yet, even though people thought I did. I didn't think that yet. And also, I don't think Nashville knew what to do with me because there's these boxes that everybody's got to be put in,
Right.
and I'm none of that. So it was just it wasn't until this last record label that they did enough research and did their due diligence to see what I was and how big this thing could be, and they are giving me the opportunity to put that all together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Right.
I just thought it was the best way to go. You know, I just thought it was smarter than going anywhere else and not putting it together properly.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Well,
yeah,
you already had the build up, right? Like you said, you had a job already, so you're
yeah,
already not having to worry about where's my income going to come from.
exactly.
You can go and focus on your music, which I think
Yeah.
is to me seems like it'd be a really key thing to be able to do, right?
Yeah, but there's the business side is the side though. It's
Right.
like
Oh yeah.
nobody cared in Nashville that I'm playing 300 nights a year. I'm playing the biggest showrooms here.
Right.
I'm killing it every night. But they're signing and looking for people that are playing covers in their bedroom and getting a million views.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, man, this is backwards. So I just kind of stuck to my guns. I I knew that when it was time, it was gonna be time. I just trusted, the timing of God, and just I just knew it. And He never dropped me. There was always something to keep me pushing, and I was always able to, stay disciplined and not get into the things that could take you down.
Right.
And it's just all worked out. I mean, it's not really, you got to remember, like, especially for you, honey, you got to remember it's not about getting to where it's about what you do along the way. You're already doing it. It's about who you become on the way to the thing you're trying to get to. So I just try to remember that all the time,
Yeah. That's really, really great advice. And I'm glad you kind of mentioned your musical journey a little bit because you do have two EPs and three singles out that I found on Spotify. So
Yeah,
we're
which is a
following you on
mistake.
Spotify.
First of all, I can't even believe those are still up. We took down like 99% of everything
Okay.
to put the focus on like the new
Yep.
stuff with the
Yep.
label. And the only stuff that's up there is stuff that I didn't put. I don't know how it's up there.
Okay. Well,
So
I found it,
yeah,
but
hey, it's out there, baby. I mean, whatever. There's gonna come a day where we'll put out like an early years
yeah,
like
sure.
thing.
I mean, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
we'll definitely.
Y-
Yeah,
You
that'll
know,
be really cool. Yeah.
and you've got your new single, "Drink with Your Name on" is dropping in a couple weeks on February 20th. And what
Yes.
I've noticed from what's still out there that you thought you had grabbed is you really had an evolution in your sound, right? I think it goes back to what you were explaining before about having just kind of the testing ground. You were experimenting with a different kinds of sounds and things. And I noticed you
Yeah.
really evolved kind of from the pop end of the spectrum to,
Yeah.
a Bad Picker, which is more like a country rock sound. What really
Yeah.
led to that pivot in your sound?
Well, when I first started, my first idea, like first little album I ever made and put out, which is not available, was like super traditional country music.
Yep.
That was what I wanted to do. That was my vision. And, but to rock it out, like, have my show be like a rock show.
Sure.
You know, people get a hold of you and they go, they got, a little bit and they want to, like see what, how you're writing and they want to try to produce you and they think that they're going to be the one that makes you go. And people like that early on would see my show. They'd listen to me talk. They'd see me off camera. They see that I could dance. They're like, you like the country Justin Timberlake. And I'm like, no, I'm not, like, but at the same time, I still wanted to, you know, test that side of me. And every song I was making was really just about like what I had at my disposal in the production room. Like, oh, I'm working with a guy that can make beats like this. Oh, cool. Let's try this. Because this is also me, but I still don't really know how I'm really gonna sing, So like I would like I was always working on different parts of my throat, like different parts of my mouth. Like, am I gonna really let my accent be heard? Am I gonna do this? Like all these cool little like artist development things I was doing on my own,
Mhm.
you know. And I also I was in like a real Prince phase at the time too, And
Okay.
and I was always like, man, what would Prince? And I always love how early on Prince, like, he would do things like he would try to go find the edge, you know,
Sure.
to know where to come back to. But you had to go to a place that made you uncomfortable,
Right.
you know. So
Right.
like I would just try these things, and it took me a long time to find my authentic voice,
Hmm.
like just to sing and know this is how I sound, and I'm not trying to do an impression of anybody and all this kind of stuff. But the evolution of all the songs I made was really just about, oh, I know I met this guy who's got this studio and we got this amount of money and uh, he can do this.
Sure.
So I would try to find like something that we could make and knowing that like at the end of the day, when this is all ready, I know what I really want to explode out into the world with.
Hmm.
But I want to try this, I want to try that. So that's where it really all came. I mean, now on this album, I am who I am. I'm comfortable with who I am. Like I wanted to just show people that I'm country. I don't want anybody trying to stick me over here and over there. I'll get more creative and show other sides of me, as albums come.
Right.
But I want people to understand who I am right now
Hmm.
and not put me in a box because they don't know me yet, you
Right.
know?
Right.
So
Was
that's kind of the point here.
Yeah, what was there a point or like an event that really stuck with you, or what was that point where you kind of stuck your foot in the ground and said, "No, I'm just going to be Sam Riddle. I'm going to be me. This is
Yeah.
going to be my sound. I'm going to do this."
Well, there was many times like that. I went through different evolutions all the time. And you know, this label that has come along and the fact that they could see and they could hear and all the stuff, they got to hear things that nobody's heard, like
Yep.
just hundreds of stuff that I have demos and voice memos and all this stuff. They could see what I was.
Hmm.
And they said, we want an album like this. And because they had such a focused vision of how to introduce me, it was very, very easy for me to go, I know exactly what to do,
Hmm.
right? But there was always lines in the sand that I made all along. I mean, I was trying so many different things. I was always trying to evolve into the next thing. What is nobody else doing,
Hmm.
you know? And I would try to always do that. And then once I saw people starting to do that after I did it, I would be like, well, I can't do that anymore for fear that somebody sees them first and then they see me and I look like I'm copying them, you know?
Yeah.
So it's been like I've been very fortunate to have Las Vegas to do this.
Hmm.
Obviously I've also traveled a lot and done shows everywhere, but Las Vegas has really been the place where I've been able to try all this stuff and really hone it in and make mistakes if they were mistakes and kind of do it under the radar as
Right,
well,
right.
you know. So yeah, I've been fortunate to do that.
Good. So
Yeah, man.
your most recent single, Bad Picker, was released in November of last year. And
Hmm.
in addition to the new single you've got coming in a few weeks, you're also dropping an album, like you mentioned before, called Last Train to Nashville, coming
Yes,
in May,
yeah.
I think I saw. So
Yes.
can you just give us a little backstory on the origins of Bad Picker and
Mhm.
Drink with Your Name on it, and a little bit about what we can expect on your upcoming album.
Okay, yeah. Well, Bad Picker is just, the whole album is very autobiographical.
Hmm.
At least it's all about stuff I truly know. I obviously um add in, stories of things I've seen
Sure.
but it's all stuff that is me. And bad picker is like something a phrase I've always heard and I never thought about it as a song before, but one of my really good friends, his wife was like, you just got a bad picker. And for some reason, that day it hit me. I went and I was going straight to the studio after that, and I just had the phrasing in my head. I was like, how can I say this and make it work? And like just kind of how that phrasing went, it just came out real quick.
Yep.
So that's how Bad Picker, and Bad Picker was the first one because it's kind of like a giveaway. We're just kind of getting the whole infrastructure working, and I thought it was just a down the middle, you know, uh, you know, thing that you can't hate. So
Yeah.
I don't want to scare anybody yet. So we just kind of put it out there, just kind of getting the ball rolling, getting
Hmm.
everybody listening. This next one I'm really excited about. It's very like nostalgic songs. It's just about um, the life and how time goes by and just that life around you when you're in like maybe your hometown bar. It doesn't need to be a bar. I mean, it can be anywhere, and
Sure.
it's just about the characters in your life and how like the good old days were, when they were, and you don't really know it, and all
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Right.
And and then the single after that is might right now be my favorite song on the album, and that's like you know uh I love it. I don't want to give it away yet. And then the song after that is the song that's gonna drop, the single that it will drop with the album is the one that everybody's kind of talking about because it's so different and it's kind of that one that I think that if people are listening by that time, it's the one that'll kind of go, oh, okay, like this guy's something different, and it's something that can't be duplicated, you
Right.
know.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean the whole album, it's and Last Train to Nashville is a song that's on the album, and it
Okay.
just kind of made sense. It really says a lot about me and the
Hmm.
story and where we're at, and it's very inspiring. It's like that. It's the chasing the dream, and it's going through all the stuff you go through, and you can hear me playing the piano a lot on it, and I'm just really excited. I think the whole album is a great representation and a great introduction and hello to the whole world.
Yeah. Good. Good. So
Yeah.
one thing I noticed about Bad Picker is it seemed to, at least to me anyway, be in that more in that tradition of country music storytelling. And I
Yeah.
think that kind of is really what drew me to listen to it. And I've listened to it several times now. I'm like, that man, this is really good. And
Mhm.
it's a country rock, but it's very, to me, again, to me, is very deep in its lyrics and meaning. Like
That's
what
awesome.
what did you draw upon to when you wrote that? I know you were talking about it kind of came about because you had a friend that said you got a bad picker, but is there
Right.
anything else you put behind that to kind of drive
Yeah.
that story?
Yeah. You'll find. I mean, I'm so glad you said that because every song on the album is like that.
Okay.
Every
I
single
like
one.
to hear that. We'll
Yeah,
talk about it in a little bit, but we're
yeah.
big on the storytelling aspect in
And
country music here.
that is the thing for me. It's like I'm not here to write ringtones. You know what I mean? I'm here to like, talk about. I've lived so much life, and I've been so blessed with all the experiences, good and bad. And it's just I've always had a way to like, talk about it.
Hmm.
And I've seen why everything has happened. I know everything has happened for me, and not to me for some reason,
Right. Right.
and I uh I don't want to be generic, is
Hmm.
I as down the middle. I did try to make this album with as much down the middle country radio songs as possible. Now, with that, uh, I felt as good as they are, it's like I had to like in my mind like dumb myself down
Hmm.
and not, I don't want to go too deep, you know.
Yeah.
And I can't say whiskey and boots anymore as, like I can't do it. And I was like, the last thing I want to do is be one of these guys that like every single song is six pack in the back of a truck under
Sure.
the moon going down a back road.
Yep.
Like I never want to be that.
Yep.
But it's like there's there's a lot of like nostalgia in those days that you were on a back road,
Hmm.
you know, doing that.
Yep.
So I just want to do it in a way that's real, like talk about something that really happened. If I do that, there's a story there,
Right.
and it's better than just generically saying these things.
Sure. Right.
So like I understand everything about it, but I want to say something that's real for me. So
Right.
therefore, like it'll be a well-written song, and
Yep.
not just rhyme and be cool for, you know, somebody to sponsor it and put you on tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And like I was saying before, so one of the things, we've been talking about lately on our show is how mainstream country seems to be getting more homogenous in its sound. It seems to be trending towards more of that poppy end of things. And you seem
Mm.
to be losing a lot of that traditional sound, and the storytelling is huge, right? Because like you were just touching on it before, like the storytelling just kind of getting pushed to the fringes, and it's what plays on radio, right? It seems to
Hmm.
be, at least at the surface, the storytelling seems to be a bit of a lost art. So
Yeah,
what's your view on country, the state of country music now, and where do you see yourself fitting into country music going forward?
well, me, I always like thought country was a place where you could experiment. Like I always felt like if I put a trap beat behind a song of mine, but I'm on it
Hmm.
and I'm writing it, it's country.
Sure. Okay.
That's what
Yep.
I always felt. So if it's real to you, what I see is dudes that they don't know the hood like me. So like they're putting these things and they're trying, it's just not authentic,
Hmm.
you know. So like to me, country music is the truth. If it's the truth,
Hmm.
that works, you know. Um, but like Nashville, like it'll go and everything goes in cycles.
Definitely.
I think there's gonna be a big push and a big like thing towards more traditional. I think
Hmm.
that's gonna be a thing. But again, it's like for me, I'm really happy that country music is such a diverse genre now.
Yep.
That's cool. That's
Yep.
that's really cool. It's what's made it, you know, get to so many people. Um, And but that's what I've always done at my shows. My
Hmm.
shows I have to, people every night. I hate country, but I love this. What? And I'm not even. I'm country. It's
Right.
just
Right.
that if they can see that they can feel that I see them. They feel seen. They feel like
Hmm.
they're not somewhere that's crazy. That you know what I mean.
Right.
So it's like more of an encounter than an escape. You know,
Sure.
and but anyways, I think it's great how diverse the genre is, and I'm just not really worried about it. Nashville is always a little bit behind of what's like going on.
Yeah.
And, like when it started getting poppy, I mean, it sounded like what pop music was in the late 90s. You know what I mean? So they're
Yeah.
just kind of like somebody took a chance that had a deal and some money behind them, and now it works, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
So if you can bust through with a different sound somehow
Mm-hmm.
and you actually get through, they're going to try to make 1,000 clones of you.
Sure.
So,
Yep.
so it's either do you want to stick to who you are or do you want to, get in there by any means necessary? And
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know, you don't even know yourself because you're trying to act like a frat boy singing, I don't, that
Right.
would be rough for me.
Right. Right.
So I just think I think it's a great thing that it's so diverse. I think that it's going to be fine. I think the traditional thing will be a thing again. I
Mm-hmm.
think it still is. Good is good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thank God for a Zach Top that is doing
Yes.
him, and it's good.
Yes.
It's
Right.
really, you can tell it's really him.
Right.
You know, I'm not Zach. I can't. I'm not Chris Stapleton. I can't do that.
Right.
I can't open my mouth and sound like him.
Right.
It's like, but if you do what you do good, it's that works.
Sure.
If somebody's trying to do '90s country and it's not Zach Top or somebody that's really embodies that, it's gonna make traditional country be like, oh, that's not coming back.
Yeah. Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean? So
Yep.
it just takes the real deal to get through,
Yeah.
and I just uh I just hope the standard of the real deal stays where it needs to stay.
Sure. Right.
And that's not always the case,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's probably true in a lot of things in life that,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
real deal is has a tendency to fade,
Mm,
especially once you get many more clones and everything
yeah.
else and people divert their attention. So I
Yeah.
think, I think that's, that's good. So how do you see, like, if you were to slot yourself in somewhere in to, today's country world, let's call it, where would you see yourself fitting in?
Well, I think the album is going to be it's it's no doubt a country album.
Hmm.
You know,
Right.
we've been very strategic on that. I've gotten in a little thing here and there, but on this album, but at the same time, it doesn't deviate from that. It's a no doubt country album.
Yep.
So, but if like I said, I do think that it's like not definitely worthy of being in where the country music is today. You
Hmm.
know, I took into account when the focus was put on like the clear vision of the album. I said, okay, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna try to do it better, and I'm gonna try to do it so it's definitely me.
Yes.
So it fits in what's going on today. There's, you know, there's not really anything that is like futuristic, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, that I wasn't allowed to put any of that on this. They said, oh, maybe album two, but definitely album three. You can do that anything
Yeah.
you want. I'm
After you
like,
get to the
oh
third
man,
one, you are
yeah,
good. You can do
yeah,
whatever you want.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not really pushing the culture at all right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I am definitely doing something that is worthy of, and not just worthy, like really is a great representation of where country music is today.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it's
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 great.
not broke. It's not bro country or outlaw country or Americana. Or there's a little bit of everything, and it makes it. You could even say it's like a pop country album, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, if it sounds like Bad Picker,
Yeah,
I
it
would,
all sounds like Bad Picker to
then
me.
I would,
Yeah,
yeah, I wouldn't, I
yeah,
personally wouldn't call it a pop country album myself.
yeah,
Some
exactly.
might be just because, again, we've got that blending, but I would say you're, if it's like Bad Picker, you're firmly in that definitely country, like you said, in that more,
Yes,
rock side of country.
yes. Oh yeah, definitely. The whole album
Yeah.
rocks, but it's definitely down the middle country, and there's gonna be no doubt about it.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. So if you could pick any artist to cover a Sam Riddle song, who would
Mm.
it be and why?
Oh well, I mean, it's like it. If I knew who was gonna sing it, Like
Yeah,
I would
you get to
know
pick. It can be
what.
any artist, live or dead, anybody across the history of country music that you could just go and say, I want you to cover my song.
Oh my goodness. Well, it just first of all, it depends on the song, okay? Like
You
I'm
can give me a
like
couple too.
I mean, okay, so like all the greatest voices, like I would know what I would want to write for
Hmm.
them. You
Okay.
know, like if I had Randy Travis
Oh man. Yeah.
and I could if I knew he would cover a song of mine,
Yeah.
I would write it a specific way. You
Sure.
know what I mean?
Yep.
That it would kill it. If I had Chris Stapleton, I could give him the phone book, you know? Uh, if I had a piano song that had some soul in it, I would want Ray Charles to sing
Oh,
my
there you
country
go.
song,
Okay. Yeah.
but I mean, if I wanted it to be huge, it would be a different story,
Right. Right.
I'd probably get some, the biggest artist of all time. But I mean, look, I mean, man, it would have to be somebody like a Chris Stapleton,
Okay.
somebody that like is able to take songs to places that I sometimes I don't even think. I'm so glad that I like Chris Stapleton songs, for instance. Like, um, I love covering them
Hmm.
because it's like I love where he goes. Like,
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
how I wouldn't have thought to do that because I don't have that instrument, but he forces my instrument to do that and makes me sound cooler, Like
Right.
I would love to write with somebody like that
Yeah.
because it would be like it would take like the stories that I have and just like level them up, I mean, imagine having an instrument like a Carrie Underwood, where you could like just go crazy and make one word way more emotional
Yeah.
than than you could make that,
Sure.
you know. I'm pretty just straightforward. I sing, I try to interpret, my life with the voice that I've been given,
Hmm.
but those people that can really like when they open their mouth, it's just like, how do you even do that? Chris Stable, if you watch him, maybe I don't know if it's because of the beard, but it looks like he's not even moving his mouth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just saw him singing on a video maybe a week ago. I was watching it. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look at all like he's
It-
even moving his mouth or even opening it at
It's
all.
it's just a gift, man.
Yeah.
So people like that. But it would depend on who was willing to do it, and that's the song I would write because so many people. I mean, even like a guy like Morgan Wallen, man. If I knew he was gonna do something, I would the song I would it would be a banger, and he would just kill that.
Right.
And so it's just there's so many. This thing about Nashville too, man. It's like you go down there and like the janitor can sing better than
Oh,
anybody,
yeah.
And
Yep.
I'm just like, man. But the thing about it though is that I've always known this, it doesn't matter. There's so many people that can sing. It's it's what are you using that for? Like, what are you
Right.
saying?
Yep.
Who are you saying it to? And how are you using it? Just because you can sing doesn't mean you just sing. Like,
Sure. Right.
you got if you really the thing that makes things very special is what they're saying and who they're saying it to. You don't have to, every note doesn't have to be crazy. It needs to be right for like that person that you're speaking to,
Hmm.
you know? And that's something that I think is really like, I don't know, not forced enough in a place with so much talent, you
Right.
know? So yeah.
Good.
Just a little thought for the day.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, I mean that's great insight. I mean, and I like what you had to say about the note being really right for the person, right? It's got to be right for the story.
Yeah,
And I think one of the big things to us is, the best songs are the ones that draw that emotion out, like you said, through either the vocal talent, the writing, just a nostalgia factor,
yeah,
is to me is huge. And kind of to the point before, like if we have all that, it doesn't matter if it's pop country or bro country or
yeah,
rock country or hip hop country. If you have that, I mean, it's a country song.
yeah, man. I mean, it's just how you connect. If it's coming from a real place.
Yep.
But I mean, there are people in country music though, like they can take a song that's okay, and because they sing it so good, it's
Yep.
huge,
Sure.
you know?
Right.
So yeah, it's just a crazy thing. And it's art, you know, it's magic. It's something, it's not science, you know, you can't, you know, it's all this, just this thing, man, that is, you know, it's your perspective of it. You know, everybody's got a different opinion. It's just a crazy thing.
Yep.
But when it all comes together, man, it's like, it's really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
So great. Want to thank you. And before we go, I want to give you, an opportunity here just to let everybody know what you're working on, your shows in Vegas, where they can see you, what you might have over the next few months. Plug your album again.
Yeah.
Anything you
Yeah. Well,
want to, anything you want to let anybody know.
well, February 20th, Drink with Your Name on it. I'm really excited about that. You know, everybody start listening. Please, everybody, like share all the things that like really, you know, get the word out as much as you can. They just keep getting better on the way to the album. Album comes out in May, and we're just kind of like as everything builds and as everybody's listening and gets involved and starts getting on board, that's what's going to take us around the country to all the places we're going. And I I'm not concentrating on, you know, Vegas right now. Vegas is here. I'm concentrating on how can I get to everybody else. You
Mhm.
know, how can I get all around the country and see all these people and bring everybody together and and see this thing that has been going on for a long time that that nobody knows about yet.
Yep.
And it's just exciting. It's um, I just hope everybody starts to listen and says hi. I hope to get to know everybody out there, and I hope to see all of them. And it's really going to be special, and something that I don't really think has been done before. So I hope everybody listens and comes to see me.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
Yeah. I hope so too. We hope so too. So Sam, I want to thank you again for coming on our show and sharing your
yeah,
story and kind of the story behind your music with us. I think it's, I'm like even more interested now in this album coming out. I'm like, I've got to hear this thing now.
my man. Thank you.
Give me
You got any
give me
questions?
the
What you got to give me a question too? You got to say something. Let me hear
you
you,
got a
babe. What you
question?
got? What you got?
I don't know that I have anything.
Nothing.
I think you pretty much covered it.
You just his bodyguard. That's what's going
Yeah,
on.
right,
I
right.
see. He has a little hype man. I see. Okay. All right. Well, I hope to meet you guys, and I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
we hope so too. And everybody out there listening to this, go to your favorite music streaming service and stream Bad Picker, pre-save Drink with Your Name on it. Give Sam a follow while you're out there looking at his music and listening to his music. And what we'll do is we have a weekly soundtrack we put out after every episode that covers the songs that we talk about that week. We're going to include Sam's music on next week's Nashville Notes soundtrack. You can follow Sam on Instagram, on Facebook, his YouTube channel. I'll put all those links in the.
SamRiddle.com.
Oh,
SamRiddle.com
there
is a
you go,
good spot too.
samriddle.com. I'll
Yes,
put
sir.
all the links in the show notes for you. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Sam, for your time today. Like I said, this was awesome. This was fun. You definitely have a couple fans here at Nashville Notes, and we hope you join us again sometime.
Anytime, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Sam.
All right.